Welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles. This week, a 5-year-old boy saves himself and his sister from a house fire, a safe place for online exchange now in town, and the 65th Annual Strawberry Festival was a success.
Stay tuned. Learn more about these stories and others. The Oxford News begins right now. Despite overwhelming public opposition and a 4-to-1 vote by the Addison Township Zoning Board, a dimensional variance was given which could allow for the construction of a cell tower near Kingsbury School. The approval was given to Verizon Wireless to construct a 200-foot collapsible monopole located in the northeast corner of Hostner and Oakwood Roads, which will provide better cell coverage to the area. ZBA member Trevor Hayward issued the only dissenting vote. For more information on the concerns expressed by the public, visit oxfordleader.com.
There was no shortage of questions, concerns, and opposition during last week's Oxford Village meeting as officials discussed the possibility of adopting a resolution to support developing a process for selling bulk municipal water to outside parties. Village residents Lou Serra and Gary Ledger expressed selling off village water appears to be a short-term gain which could lead to long-term problems. Ultimately, Council voted 3-2 to set the proposed resolution aside until the August 8th meeting.
Downtown Leonard was packed last weekend as residents celebrated the 65th Annual Strawberry Festival. It was non-stop fun from morning till night with delicious food, pie-eating contest, a parade, farm animals, kids activities, and a new event this year, a soapbox derby. For more photos of Leonard's Annual Strawberry Festival, pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader.
A quick-thinking 5-year-old Leonard boy was able to save himself and his older sister during a house fire last Friday night. According to Addison Fire Chief Jerry Moravsky, the boy and his 9-year-old sister were watching TV in their parents' bedroom when he went into the kitchen to get a drink of water. He then discovered smoke and saw fire through the crack of another room door. Then he grabbed his sister and ran outside to tell his mom and dad, who were out there enjoying a backyard campfire. With assistance from 3 other departments, Addison Fire Department brought the fire under control 36 minutes after the call came in. According to Chief Moravsky, a third of the house was involved, and the cause is undetermined, but is ruled accidental.
Looks like it's back to the drawing board for a developer seeking to rezone 7 acres of vacant land in the Waterstone development. Last week, the Township Board voted 7-0 to send the Bloomfield Hills-based Contour Development Group's request back to the Planning Commission to try to accommodate plans for a condominium development. Fears over a potential high-density development led to the board's decision.
It seems like everybody is buying, selling, and trading stuff over the internet these days, and Village Police Chief Mike Sowald says you never know who's on the other end of that transaction. With safety in the forefront of his mind, Sowald has established a meetup spot in the parking lot behind the municipal complex to make face-to-face encounters a much less risky proposition. Sowald says it's a safe place to exchange items because the lot is under surveillance, and in addition to the cameras, the police station is just a few feet away, which is an added measure of security.
Last Friday night, Oxford firefighters were called to a fire at MSP Industries. Because it was an industrial building, firefighters from Metamora and Addison also responded to the scene to provide mutual aid. AMSP supervisor informed Oxford Fire Chief Pete Schultz a torch was being used inside the building when sparks got sucked up into an exhaust on the roof. The fan then caught fire. Schultz explained oil, grease, and graphite dust from the inside the facility collected in the fan, which ignited. The chief noted there was no damage to either the roof or the building's interior, and no one was injured.
That's a pretty good deal. I'm glad to hear that.
Really, that's terrific.
That's it for Oxford News this week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories and others, pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper or catch us on our website at OCCTV.org, on YouTube, and of course on our regular TV channels, Charter Channel 191 and AT&T Channel 99.
Coming up soon, OCTV's Our Community Calendar with Julie Hogan, and you won't want to miss Auto Talk and Science in the News with Dave Kenny.
I'm Terry Stiles, and this is Oxford News This Week, where we bring your news closer to home.
And I'm Elgin Nichols. Remember, always be kind to your friends and neighbors, and thanks for watching.
If you like to spend time in the outdoors, then there's a good chance you could come across a young fawn. And normally, young fawns are found alone because their mothers place them there to be safe. A young fawn has very little scent, and the mother will only come in just a couple times a day in order to feed it, and leaves quickly so that she doesn't leave behind her scent. So if you find a young fawn curled up in the grass, that's actually the safest place for it to be. Enjoy that moment, but don't touch it or move it. The mother will be back soon. Only licensed rehabilitators can legally possess wildlife, so please leave wildlife in the wild. For a list of licensed rehabilitators throughout the state, visit michigan.gov/wildlife.
Welcome to American Legion in Oxford for the best fish on Fridays. That's right, from noon to 8:30. You can get the best walleye in Michigan. You can get walleye, baked cod, chicken strips, baked potatoes, and more. On the hall side of the Legion, oh, hello there, friends. You can have 12 friends on a table, any one of the best military museums in Michigan. And the dining side, oh, hello again. More comfortable with many 4-seat tables and a couple of 5-seaters. Now on Friday we usually have about 400 to 500 of best friends for our fish. Carry out? You bet. We have 50 to 60 carryouts at the post. We have some young friends with the birthdays and some of our best seniors at the post. Oh yeah, waitresses, they go like a track waitress to get your food. If you have never enjoyed our secret's famous walleye at the Legion, come on in every Friday from noon to 8:30 at the American Legion Post 108 on 130 East Rainer Road, Oxford.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication New Scientist. In our first story, a blood test can detect whether plaques of beta amyloid are building up in a person's brain, a sign they may develop Alzheimer's disease. People with Alzheimer's disease tend to have sticky clumps of beta amyloid in their brains, although the part these plaques play in the condition is unclear. Until now, the only way to monitor plaque buildup in a person's brain has been through expensive PET scans or by performing an invasive spinal tap procedure. Now a team has developed a simple blood test that may make it possible for family doctors to screen for Alzheimer's risk during health checkups. This kind of test could be used to screen many thousands of patients to identify those at risk for Alzheimer's disease and to start treatments before memory loss and brain damage, says Randall Bateman of Washington State University in St. Louis, who unveiled the test at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference in London. Bateman says the test could be used in a similar way to annual checks on cholesterol. The test works by measuring the relative amounts of different forms of beta amyloid, a sign of whether plaques are likely to be building up in a person's brain. They developed the test by comparing ratios of beta amyloid types in 41 people's blood with PET scans showing how much beta amyloid had aggregated in their brains. The hunt for a drug that can effectively treat Alzheimer's disease continues, but in the meantime, evidence is growing that healthy lifestyle interventions such as exercise and healthy diet can reduce the risk of developing the disease by as much as 30%. In theory, the blood test could reassure some people that they are not at risk for developing the condition, while identifying others who might benefit from further tests and lifestyle changes. Amyloid plaques start to develop 15 to 20 years before the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease start to show, and testing positive wouldn't mean that a person is definitely going to develop the condition. I'm very positive about the test, but I would like to see it validated, says Dean Hartley of the Alzheimer's Association. It was a very small sample, and they're trying to confirm it with an additional 180 people. But in time, if we can get a blood test, it will take us further, just as cholesterol tests did in the cardiovascular field, says Hartley. Wow. And in our next story, buzz off. NASA may have flagged a future area of discord for Amazon, UPS, Domino's Pizza, and other firms planning delivery services using drones. People find the noise they made more annoying than that of ground vehicles, even when the sounds are at the same volume. We didn't go into this test thinking there would be this significant difference, says study co-author Andrew Christian of NASA's Langley Research Center in Virginia. The study's purpose was merely to prove that Langley's acoustic research facilities could contribute to NASA's wider efforts to study drones. Nonetheless, the results indicate the extra irritation the 38 subjects experienced when listening to drone noises was as if a car were suddenly twice as close as it had been before. Less clear was why the drones sound annoying. Participants didn't know they were listening to the drones and were unaware of the study's research focus. They only knew they were hearing sounds related to the future of transportation. One reason for the difference may relate to how slowly most commercially available drones move. A drone takes a lot longer to pass by than a car traveling down a residential street, and a common complaint was how the drone sound seems to loiter. The irritation might be down to how slowly most commercially available drones move, they said. If loitering is the issue, this might be good news for Amazon, as the commercial drones NASA studied are slower than those the company is developing, which are planned to reach 95 kilometers per hour. But while the company says it is working on quieter drones, Christian says the new research indicates they will need to be significantly quieter than ground vehicles. His hope is that NASA can help such companies before the inevitable complaints begin. Well, in space, before asteroids, the solar system was awash with giant mud balls. Not much is known about the history of the most common asteroids, carbonaceous asteroids, which may have developed, that is to say, delivered water and organic molecules to Earth. Philip Bland at Curtin University in Australia and Brian Travers at the Planetary Science Institute in Arizona modeled the formation of these rocks and found that when ice, dust, and mineral grains came together, they wouldn't have been compacted straight away. Radioactive atoms would have melted the ice, making a sludgy mud that became rock, perhaps aided by gravitational pressure once the asteroid got big enough or impacts with other objects. Who knew? Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Hi, my name is W. Ripto. I'm a member of the Addison Township Fire Department. I'm a lieutenant here. I've been here for 13 years. Today, we're going to talk about address signs and having your driveway properly marked and making sure that when there's an emergency, we're going to get there quickly and safely to help you with your emergency. Here are some things that we need to keep in mind when you mark your driveway and or your mailbox. In some situations, you may have to mark both your mailbox and your driveway. In situations where your driveway is across the street from your mailbox, or if you have a shared driveway where multiple houses are on your driveway, or if your driveway splits off into 2 or 3 areas, wherever it splits, you might want to have an address sign marking what side to go on, whether it's left or right or straight or however you need to do it. It's going to make our job a lot easier to get to you in that state of emergency. A few other things to keep in mind is you can have your address sign vertically or you can have it displayed horizontally. We highly suggest that you mark both sides of your address so that whenever we're coming from the north or the south or the east or the west, we can see that driveway on both sides. In our engines, in our ambulances, we have our map books. And in our map books, we have very detailed oriented pictures showing exactly where the addresses are. But having that marked, your address sign marked or your driveway marked will definitely ease us in finding your address in that state of emergency. Okay. In the map book, we have all of our hydrants marked. We have all of our streets marked, and it makes it a lot easier for us to find. So that's typically the officer's job, sitting in the officer seat. He grabs the map book and verifies with the driver exactly where we're going. And we have also a blown up section showing real quick and easy how to find your address on one sheet of paper. Instead of flipping through the book, we can go through your section and find exactly where we need to go. Okay, the address signs are $15 a piece. You can call the station at 248-628-5600 and request to have one filled out, or you can come to the station and have one filled out yourself. They're $15 a piece again, and it's definitely a good thing to have for your driveway and for us if we ever need to get there. Thank you very much for your time today. Again, my name is W. Ripito with the Addison Township Fire Department. Thank you and have a good day.
Hi, I'm Julie Hogan. Welcome to your weekly calendar of events, where we feature your weekly community events for Oxford and Addison Township, including charity, special fundraisers, and general community information. If you or your organization would like us to help you get your message out to our viewing public, please contact us at 248-628-9658 or go to our website, occtv.org. Round up your family and friends and come join us at the annual Oxford Lone Ranger Parade and Festival on Saturday, August 5th in downtown Oxford. In case you didn't know, the original Lone Ranger, Brace Beamer, was a fellow resident of Oxford along with his horse Silver, who lived on his farm. This event was created to share the values that the Lone Ranger held dear to his heart. The festival begins at 10 a.m. with all kinds of great events for young and old. The kids will love the Kids Corral, which hosts a mechanical bull, blow-ups, bounce house, petting zoo, and much more. Best of all, it's free. For the rest of the crew, check out all the fun stuff happening in Centennial Park, such as ironwork, log carving, and live entertainment. There'll also be great exhibits about the Lone Ranger at our museum. And of course, don't forget to catch the famous parade that starts at 11 a.m. You won't want to miss it. In addition to all the great festival events, the Oxford United Methodist Church invites you to an ice cream social from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., held at the church located at 21 East Burdick Street in Oxford. Tickets are only $3 and help support great church missions and educational programs. Some of these include the Community Free Meals Program and a youth ministry programs that serve our community children. If interested in helping this worthy cause, you can make donations or purchase tickets by calling Bob Willoughby at 248-628-2357. Speaking of Lone Ranger Parade, attention all businesses. The Oxford Leader and Sherman Publications are sponsoring a contest in the effort to motivate local businesses to build some great floats. They're donating a 6-week advertising campaign valued at $1,500 to the business that constructs the best float. With a little planning, a trailer, and some help from your staff and friends, you can create a float that not only enhances the parade experience for all, but promotes your business and shows your community spirit. Businesses interested in donating money, services, or volunteering for the Lone Ranger Parade effort, please contact Rod Charles or Mary Ellen Faulkner via email at homeofthemask@gmail.com or by calling 248-371-9100. The Oxford Chamber of Commerce would like to make networking not only helpful to your business, but fun as well. To help with this goal, the folks at the Chamber have scheduled great monthly events to help you meet people that are potential customers or referral partners. This is also a great resource to locate services you may need within your own community. Best of all, these events are free. The monthly Mix and Mingle is a casual, happy hour style event that will provide you the opportunity to both socialize and make new connections. The next Mix and Mingle is scheduled for Thursday, July 27th at the Boulder Point Golf Club located at 1 Champion Circle in Oxford. The event will be held from 5 to 7 p.m. and features amazing food and company. The second event, held monthly, is called the Coffee Connect. This is also an informal meeting where you can enjoy a cup of coffee or tea with other folks on their way to work. It's a great way to start your day. The next Coffee Connect event will be held on Tuesday, August 1st between 8 and 9 a.m. at Real Estate One, located at 110 South Washington Street in downtown Oxford. If you would like more information about these or other upcoming events, please go to the website oxfordchamber.net and click on events or call 248-628-0410. Quick reminder to bring a seat and come join your neighbors every Thursday for Downtown Oxford's Concerts in the Park. This event is free and runs every Thursday until August 24th. The open mic starts at 6 p.m. with a concert starting at 7. The next event is this Thursday, July 20th, featuring a group called Escaping Pavement, which will entertain you with country, folk, and bluegrass music. You can get the upcoming schedule and featured groups by going to the website downtownoxford.org and clicking on events. If you own a business, belong to an organization, or are a local resident wishing to show your support for our school programs, music concerts, or any of the many programs broadcast by our television station, you could become a sponsor or underwriter for OCTV. A promotional spot will be created just for you, and our broadcast announcers will give you continuous recognition. It's a great way to promote your organization. For more information, contact our station manager, Bill Service, at 248-628-9658 or email him at manager@occtv.org. Don't forget, you can also locate your OCTV program schedule by going to our website and clicking on Schedule. There you'll find a list of great OCTV programs, dates, and times. One program I recommend you check out is our Oxford News This Week, hosted by Elgin Nichols and Terry Stiles. This duo will be sure to fill you in on all the latest news happening in your community. Also in this program, Cody Wright will fill you in on the latest community sports, and Dave Kenny will follow with what's new in the automotive news. Tune in and check them out. This is Oxford Community TV's weekly calendar of events, and I'm your host, Julie Hogan. Join us next week to learn more about new and exciting events happening in your neighborhood. Until then, make it a great week, and thank you for watching.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself. Promises to one's community. Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication Automotive News. In our first story, Buick is lowering the starting price of the Regal by about $2,000 when it replaces the sedan on sale now with a new hatchback this fall. The Regal Sportback with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine will start at $25,915, including shipping, Buick said on July 19th. The 2018 Regal GS, a higher performance version of the Sportback with a 3.6-liter V6 and standard all-wheel drive starts at $39,990. That's about $2,000 more than the all-wheel drive version of the 2017 Regal GS, though the redesigned model comes with upgrades that include massaging seats and a new 9-speed transmission. The Regal also will be sold in a wagon body style called the Tour X. That version will start at $29,995, though sales initially will be limited to higher trim levels, costing about $35,000 and up. The base model of the Tour X is expected to reach dealerships by February, Buick said. Buick revealed the 2018 Regal GS on July 19th after showing the Sportback and Tour X in April. The redesigned Regal GS will have 310 horsepower, 51 more than the outgoing model, and 282 pounds-feet of torque with cylinder injection, cylinder deactivation, and engine stop-start. Its engine is paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission that soon will be offered on 5 Buick models. The standard Sportback includes a 9-speed transmission only with front-wheel drive, switching to an 8-speed for all-wheel drive. The front and rear fascia, side skirts, and rear spoiler are unique to the GS, which comes with 19-inch wheels and Brembo's front brake calipers. Inside are heated, cooled, and massaging front seats, a sport flat-bottom steering wheel, and metal pedals. Can't wait to see it. And on the autonomous front, French autonomous shuttle maker Navia said it plans to open its first North American production facility in Saline, Michigan, which will roll out 25 of its driverless Arma shuttles by the end of the year. Kits will be brought initially from France, a Navia spokesman said on July 18th, but Navia is under contract with U.S. suppliers to provide parts in hopes that 60% of the total cost of parts are manufactured in the U.S. Navia, which has a fleet of 45 Arma shuttles around the world, is investing $1 million in the 20,000 square foot facility, which is expected to result in 50 jobs within 2 years, the company said. Saline is just south of Ann Arbor, where Navia partnered with the University of Michigan's Mobility Transformation Center, are called M-City, in October of 2015 to launch its 100% autonomous and electric Arma vehicle. Ann Arbor Spark, a nonprofit economic organization, provided assistance to Navia during the process of choosing Saline for the site. No specific timetable for production is scheduled yet, the spokesman said. But with plans to hire 50 people, Navia can benefit from a $435,000 Michigan Business Development performance-based grant from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Navia formed in 2014 in France before launching the Arma in 2015. The shuttle is equipped with sensors and an onboard computing system that allows it to identify and interact with traffic, road signs, and other surroundings. The vehicle can travel up to 28 miles per hour and transport 15 people at a time. The shuttles cost $285,000 and most are leased. And on the recall front, American Honda will voluntarily recall 2.1 million Accord models worldwide made between 2013 and 2016 after 5 reports that the vehicle's battery sensors caused engine fires. Honda said 1.1 million of the recalls will take place in the U.S. and around another million around the world. 4 of the 5 fires took place in the U.S. and the 5th occurred in Canada. The automaker has received 3,972 U.S. warranty claims relating to the issue. Battery sensors, which alert drivers to issues with the battery or charging system, may not be sufficiently sealed. As a result, moisture or road salt may get inside the engine, leading to corrosion and intrusion of electrically charged particles in the engine. A shorted sensor can heat up through electrical resistance, potentially resulting in smoke coming in from the hood, or in the worst case, a fire, Honda said Friday in a statement. Honda said it would notify owners at the end of this month and take their vehicle to a dealership that will check and test the sensor. If found to be faulty, the dealer will replace it. But because of the large number of parts required for the recall, Honda said battery sensors in good condition will be given a temporary repair involving a moisture-preventing adhesive. The company first received a claim from an engine compartment fire from Canada in 2015 and began investigating the issue. In early 2016, it received a claim of a similar fire in China. Well, that's all for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and as always, may the wind be at your back as you cruise down life's highways. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.